Otherwise, we have the 3 cache areas here that Blue 4 will be defending. I'm going to assume they're caches. I don't actually know what they are yet until we actually go in there and look. But otherwise, with that sorted, Op 4 is going to be spawning to the north, and we'll just have to see how things go. Interesting enough that Op 4 is going to get a Huey with some side-mounted 240 Bravos to assist from the air. But Blue 4 is going to get some static M2s to potentially shoot them down. I'm more concerned about Op 4 potentially having 2 BRDMs, which are really, really good for FNF because they're very mobile, and they've got 2 different machine guns, a 250-round 7.62 that can decimate infantry, and then a 50-round 14.5mm, which can just penetrate into any vehicle that you normally see in FNF, and if not, it can definitely defeat lighter armor such as thin walls or fire into buildings and still get a kill. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But if I were to just say, like, on face value, I'd put it on Op 4, but we're going to look at the rosters. We're going to look at what's specifically defended. We'll see where Blue 4 puts their forces in the beginning. But this is definitely a small AO with 3 of the caches right on the territory and this nice hill in between. So this is going to be more than likely a quicker round than what we normally see. I was about to say, I spawned in a Vic. Okay, that's new. So, yeah, they had the spectators spawn in this little debug area here, which actually is one of the objectives. All right. So, with that, let's go ahead and look at our attackers roster first. It is going to be led by Maz, who sometimes co-commentates with us. He's got a pretty good track record for starting only a few months ago playing on the ground in FNF. Usually he would stick to mission making. I'd be curious to know who made this mission. I didn't actually check that, so that's my bad. But look at that, they put a bouquet down and a little computer terminal there. But otherwise, he's going to be commanding. It looks like these guys are Russian-based kits, so your standard 5.45 caliber PKMs and PKPs as the auto rifleman and machine gunner gun respectively. RPG 26s for the disposable AT, RPG 32 for the medium anti-tank or the MAT, which is going to be fielded by Eander. No surprise there. They're all running off into a ditch. And otherwise, I would believe the marksman rifle is an SVD, which is going to be rocked by Slushy. All right, so let's go through this roster real quick. Maz is commanding. We see TSB members taking on X-Ray. That's great to see that. Alpha being commanded by Ash with a mix of Tackleberry, Layden, Loki, Gazag, Eric Crew, Meldon, they're all part of one community. I forget the name. Lusad, Mike A, Solomons, and Killer also in that group from PLH. 1RCC taking part of Bravo 1 with a mix of a 4IB member, a TFS member, and 2 other guys that I recognize, but I don't remember from where. So Bravo's a bit of a Centaur group, meaning they're fill-ins for the round. Because for FNF, you have a mix of fill-ins from the Centaur community, because that's the bulk name of people that just jump in solo, and then, you know, your community reserves. So Charlie is going to be Scandi Recon, and we have Barbarian operating under Charlie 2. He's going to be Eander's AT assistant. That's funny. But it's going to be led by Azariah. Nemesis playing Medic. Falcon playing PKP Gunner. I don't think there's any better choice there. And then Eander playing AT. Same thing. I don't think there's any better choice for that role when it comes to Scandi Recon's roster. Echo, Frank, Fank, there's no R in there. Nico, Indigo Fox, one of the FNF staff members. Regular Fox. Form, Axel Foley, so don't really recognize a lot of those names, to be honest. We have Gamma just jumped up on the roster here. Did I screw something up, or did it just reorganize itself? Because sometimes as people jump in, it does reorganize itself. But nope, so we've got Gamma, which is Vader, Sandboy, Zemka. They're going to be taking one of the BRDMs, and the other one's going to be held by Navy and Max, who we do see take combos time and time again. Resurge, I believe, is going to be the main pilot since he's on the top of the roster here, with Fred and Riccardi going to be the gunners of the 240 Bravos. Actually, those might be Gulfs. On the side, there's some visual differences, so those might actually be Gulfs instead of Bravos, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have NAFs under... Actually, no, Not Bay and Commander Pickles are joining them in Charlie 2, which just got folded into Charlie. So it's Scandi Recon with Not Bay. That's going to be an interesting combo. And then all the way on the bottom of the list, you have the Pepega Pirates, formerly known as UPSE. So we have a very stacked, aggressive roster here, with King taking the PKP and Legal Action taking another PKP. That's actually a very terrifying roster of people. You've got the two best communities, in my opinion. You've got one of the S-tier players in all of FNF with one of the best groups in FNF here, being commanded by a guy who makes these missions so he understands how to play them, with 2 BRDMs and a helicopter that can be engaged from above. Now, the only person that I actively trust in being able to engage with these side guns really, really well is Iceberg. But he is not here right now, unfortunately. But when he is in one of these gunner seats, he works his magic, and it's really fun to see. So we'll see what that 3-man crew is capable of doing, but I'd say this is a really good roster with some really good vehicle assets, and I think Maz is going to do a really good job of keeping everyone coordinated. But there is still hope. Let's go ahead and look at Blue 4's roster real quick. So first and foremost, you have their 240 Bravo Humvee, their M2 Humvee, the 2 M2 Statics. I'm looking for them. Here is one. There's the other, so there's no scopes on them. These are the RHS equivalents. Okay. And it appears to be
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Sorry, letting that thing play.
Hey Liru, Hopel is well. Came to drop my Prime sub and watch FNF with everyone. Go Op4.
Righto, yo boy. Thanks for the 3-month resub, my man. I would agree Op4 is a really stacked roster tonight for this first round, but thank you so much. Hope you keep enjoying watching FNF and the other stuff I do, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this stream. But otherwise, Blue 4 is basically your US 5.56 base. They're going to have 249s for their auto rifles, 240 Bravos as their machine gunners, M72 Laws for their light anti-tank, a Carl Gustav, also known as a Maz, for their medium anti-tank. There's a 240 Bravo right there. Ooh, excuse me. And their marksman is going to be Dream with a Mark 11.
Hurrah, FNF fun time again.
Donnie Chat, thanks for the 13-month resub. I hope you enjoy this stream and everything that I've been doing recently and will be doing. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Otherwise, let's look ahead and see who's commanding. Looks like we don't have a company commander. Tolly from TAS is going to be commanding from Platoon 1 HQ because Platoon 2 HQ only has the medic. So yeah, he's the only guy I see with the X on his name.
Team 6 now.
Sweet, it's time to watch some PvP.
Baron Wolf, thanks so much for the resub, my man. It is indeed time for some PvP. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this scenario. Warpix, I'll answer that after we break down the roster. But Tolly's going to be commanding from 1st Platoon. He's got Shy commanding X-Ray with SL Dream, who I would argue is one of, if not the best marksman we have. It's just I can't say stuff like that because it'll go to his head when he co-commentates with me. But they will be commanding that group. We've got Alpha 2, which I believe is just all of Alpha merged together. Nope, we do have an Alpha 1 group, so I can't really tell. It might be Firefly squad leader, but the team leaders and the squad leaders have the same slash symbol, so I can't tell you who's commanding that group, but we got a mix of players from the 28th, and we have Norris in there, who we've seen do some really cool machine gun plays in the past, but looks like he's only rocking a rifle today. He's one of the newer guys that's been really distinguishing himself. Coax with him, Pierce is with him, Fountain is with them, G-Legs is with them, so that's a good squad overall, some good veteran players. Gamma, which is one of the vehicle crews, Holton and Schneider, usually see them take Vix together, so that's good. 4IB is in this group, but I do not see Stark with them, so we'll see how the rest of them do without him. And they're also paired with some UTG players, and then we have some more TAS players with another mix of players here for Charlie 2. And then Anderson, head honcho of FNF-NA, he is also playing on the Blue 4 side, and Connor is going to also be with the Charlie group. He's just a Charlie 1 MG, so he's going to group up with them. Could have potentially been a late join there. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is going to be a really tough roster to beat this roster. I think it's still completely possible, but I'll do a breakdown of everything at the end. So let's go ahead and look at the AOs here. So Blue 4 is already opting to take the northernmost cache here. Got some nice open ground around. They've got 65 build points, which is 15 above the normal 50, which I believe they're given. It's either 50 or 40. They could build a really nice perimeter here with those build points and just set this up to dominate all these open areas. I really do like this AO. Really good overwatch positions from up here on the shed, but it also leaves them very exposed, so I wouldn't be surprised if they added some fortifications up here as well. But otherwise, X-Ray already taking that hill, but it looks like they're loaded up in the Vic, ready to go. But I could see them doing really well with this AO, just maximizing the open area around it. So that's a really good call. The central objective right next to a town, really tough to lock this area down because of how wide, how do I put it? How thin but wide the perimeter is, so you'd have to stretch out a lot of guys, and Blue 4 just doesn't have the manpower for that. So I can understand, even though it's a really nice internal AO they have right here, why they're going to basically not pick this one. And then they're also sending Gamma down to this southwestern one. Now this AO, I also really like. I would argue that this is actually a better AO to hold, because that one, you have to worry about a full 360 perimeter. This one, you literally have the waterways covering your rear, so you don't have to worry about 270 degrees of coverage. The only issue with it is some cover right here at this trailer park that Op4 could use to get on top of you. But if you had some Blue 4 guys on Overwatch, you had an extended perimeter here to maximize this covering, this open area, cover that open area, cover this open area, maybe have some sort of small group covering the trailer park, you could lock this area down too really well. The one fear, though, is Op4, again, has a lot of room to move up because of this small tree line as well, and then they could also take this building with a marksman and do some damage there too. So this one would be a little tough to hold, but it looks like Blue 4 is going for an all eggs in one basket defense with one objective. That's going to be a tough call, in my opinion, because this AO, I mean, Op4 is literally right there. It's a very small distance. There's 3 objectives, sure, but when you're talking about only like 2 clicks from the border, if that, like literally a click and a half, this is going to be a very short round. So an all eggs in one basket defense, you have to nail that defense. Meanwhile, I'm seeing some Blue 4 guys still deploying. We might see some go to that other position that Gamma scouted out, but I would just hold the 2 opposite objectives, hold those open areas as much as you can, use your Humvees to try to counterattack Op4's push because you have this short distance. Blue 4 can get immediately on top of this hill and be mobile and fire at Op4's forces going in. I think Blue 4 has no choice but to do a little bit of counter rushing with their vehicles in order to start thinning out Op4's 15% numbers advantage, especially considering they have so many good players on their side. It's really tough. So if I were to make a bet this round, considering the rosters, considering the assets, considering everything in play, I would put it on Op4, because Op4 has some time to maneuver and stay away from any potential Blue 4 counter rushes, use their air asset to harass any potential Blue 4 counter rushes. I think Op4 has a lot of room to do really well here, because they can literally just follow this MSR down, get to the coast, and then steamroll left to right. You know? They could also do it to the right side and go right to left, but that gives Blue 4 a bit more time. So I could see Maz just doing a full sweep, covering the hill with his BRDMs and his helicopter, prevent Blue 4 from rushing Charlie 2 up there and getting some AT shots. But just because I'm saying Op4 has the superiority here doesn't mean it could still go tits up. Because Blue 4 could still get in a good position on this hill and deliver some devastating long-range shots with their Charlie 2 medium anti-tank weapon, Carl Gustav. Again, Op4 has 2 BRDMs and a Huey with 2 240 Golfs on the side, 7.62. But it looks like Blue 4 is going to dedicate a good chunk of forces to the counterattack. And I do agree with that strategy, because they don't really have anywhere. They know that this is a thin AO. They aren't going to have a lot of time to push for, a defense via time where you just run the clock down. They have to be proactive with this counterattack, because if they're not, they're screwed anyway. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Again, leaning Op 4, but this one could swing either way. It just depends on who has the better tactics and if Blue 4 gets a little lucky with those AT shots, you know? I am curious how this will play out. Now, a few other things just to talk about stuff. Someone mentioned Coalition. I have something that is going on most of tomorrow. It's an IRL thing. Now that I live with a Greek, I have to do Greek things that involve, you know, being active with other family members. And there's like this bridal shower, not bridal, baby shower thing going on tomorrow. Not baby shower, no, it's the first birthday, that's it. So it took up a lot of my time for next Saturday, and that's when CCO's going on. I was also kind of taking a break from CCO because I was at the previous CCO, and that one fell apart a little bit, unfortunately. And I've just been so caught up in all of my own stuff, and TSB had a massive thing of drama this week that I'm now debating how I want to move forward with just Arma stuff in general for that particular category. That there's been a lot on my mind, so I haven't really been looking actively at, you know, other places. I've just been focusing more on internal stuff, which is annoying because there's also some other stuff I want to work on, but, you know, things just keep seeming to come up, so we'll hear more about that in probably a week or two because I'm trying to make a few big decisions right now. What happened with all the drama, I don't want to get into it. Basically, people get banned, people get mad at each other, people try to go in and remedy the situation, they get yelled at, so they take a step back, and then everything just falls to chaos, you know? Otherwise, enough about that. Round has started. Paladin, it really depends. I'm hoping within the next few weeks I'll get some more time for that, but right now I'm still focusing on just a lot of other stuff at the moment. So we'll see, you know? There is an FNF mission I want to make, though, this week. I might make it after the NA and EU streams, because I thought of a really cool idea. I haven't really seen an FNF yet. I've seen it partially, but I want to do it full swing. I just want to see how the players enjoy it. All right. So we have Bravo 2 for Op 4 taking a bold approach. They're rushing ahead, and meanwhile, the rest of the convoy is going along this left flank as I predicted. They're probably going to try to go down here and just assault left or right. I agree with that 100%. Bravo 2 has deployed here. They're going to be a small scouting element. Nope, they broke a wheel. That's why. They broke 2 wheels. Okay, they're screwed. Well, never mind then. So we got Foxtrot 2 coming up. They've also got the vehicle paired with them. It's the 240 Bravo Vic. So they were very adamant about setting up the M2 right here. And the Huey is now fanning around. It's going to start doing recon for this attack strategy of going left or right. We also have a truck quickly redeploying. It's Tolly driving solo to just scout out as well so he can, I guess, coordinate his front line here of Foxtrot 2 and Charlie 2. Let me see. Is Foxtrot 2 the weapons squad? Yes, it is. So both of these are weapon squads. The difference is that Charlie has the medium anti-tank weapon and Foxtrot has 2 machine gunners instead of 1. So if we could see a good perimeter get set up here, they could do some really nasty damage. But Op4 is really trying to push to the leftmost side of the map so they're not ambushed along this route. And then to just ride the left side of the map all the way down to just try to avoid Blue 4 from getting up on these hills to provide that fire support. So really smart counter there by Maz. I'm going to be really curious to see if that Huey... No, it's starting to fire on ground Vix. That's Platoon 1 HQ. So I think they saw that transport truck and they're thinking there's a lot of people in there, so some stray shots would do them some good. Good call. But I would love to see that Huey start flying around up here and harassing this defensive line to disorganize him to buy Maz more time to move his large force around. So now Bravo 2's remounted. I assume they repaired with the 1 spare wheel they had. So they moved it to the back left, but they're not really getting much distance, unfortunately. The Huey is armed with 2 side-mounted M240 Golfs. So 7.62 machine guns, which are pretty much what the machine gunners have on Blue 4. Trying to find you an example. Otherwise, some stray shots going on that side. You know, it's more simple if we literally just click on the machine gunner right here, who actually... No, so that is a squad-based machine gun, not a weapon squad machine gun. So Charlie had more guys merge with them to make an even bigger squad. Tass is the guy with the actual machine gun. Interesting. So I guess Blue 4 really wanted to invest all he could on this front line, but again, it's going to be heavily negated by the actions of Op 4. Also, a little bit of a frame spike right there. Don't know what caused that. So we got the Gamma guys here. They're going back to get their M2 Vic. I'm surprised we're not seeing a vehicle try to drive out and engage this convoy. The 240 Bravo one is right here. Foxtrot, I'd assume, is getting some eyes on these guys running around. But you got to also consider they only have a click of render distance, so they might not even see this. They might be seeing something like this instead. I usually put mine all the way to the top. So they might not even know that Op 4 is coming around this direction. So Blue 4 is going to have to look left and right to try to find it. Interesting. But then, you know, why not send one of those fast attack Vics down there to check things out, you know? Now, what's worrying me here is these guys are moving up the little... It's not necessarily a riverbed, but, you know, just a little patch of foliage here. Are they going to then ride up right here? They're going to run right into this Blue 4 group. We're going to have to see who notices who first. I also love about the Scotland map, all of the animals, the snakes and bunnies, are replaced with sheep and, I believe, goats. It's hilarious. So Tass actually finding some solid ground on top of this bush. Good call for Connor there. The question is, will he see these guys coming up? He's not going to have any stability for the 240 Bravo up there, though. And it looks like he's paying attention to his guys, though. But looks like Guwak noticed. Adrian giving some suppression. He gets knocked out. Papa gets knocked out as well. Shrimp does not know what to do. I think he's going to pull back. Huey is doing some gun runs on that far objective. I don't think Adrian... Yeah, as I said, I don't think Adrian's going to go back up. I just ate my words there. Papa looks like he also failed his wake-up check, so those guys are screwed. Shrimp is going to have no choice but to pull back bandage. Might try to set up a small ambush if he's feeling ballsy here, but otherwise, he's just going to have to be forced to pull back and state that Blue 4 is all up on that area. Now, I do like that Op 4 sent a few guys up here to scout this out. I think the helicopter could have done it. Especially noting that this Vic is right out in the open. That's all he needed to see to then just say, hey, yeah, they're up on this hill, especially this other truck. So, I think he's having the Huey instead check the objectives, but I feel like the Huey could have been used to actually check the hill out as well. But, you know, diverting 3 guys to check it as well, not a bad call, but since Maz was already committing all of his forces to go around like this, I don't 100% agree with the fact that 3 guys were sent up here just to confirm something that Maz was already planning on, you know? And yes, this is EU. So now, I'm curious what we're going to see here. We've got guys moving. X-rays set up over here for Op 4, though. I'm going to be... I think they're going to try to counter-snipe forces coming down. Slushy's lining up a target on Foxtrot, too. Does see him coming down. We got some shots going out. Slushy holding fire for the moment. Now, this is going to stall Blue 4's advance north as they try to look for the Op 4 group. So I would say a really good call to put X-ray right here, because that's just going to slow Blue 4 down. So Banks is in a little bit of trouble. His leg just got crippled. So he's forced to crawl around. I hear the Humvee coming up. And it might have just gotten stuck on a rock. Oh, that's brilliant. That is actually brilliant. You gotta pay attention to these divots. Might be able to free itself. It's trying. It's got to be careful it doesn't high bar itself. It looks like it just freed. All right. Banks is, I'm not sure if he's playing dead or if he's just chilling. He does have the all-on range, so he is reconning for this group. 240 Bravo Vic's coming down. That's going to be able to put a lot of fire down range. We'll see if Op 4 falters to that fire. We've got Barton driving over. I think he's going to try and pick up Shrimp or maybe X-Ray. And Op 4 is starting to scout this push with the Huey as their forces deploy on the left. Might have just heard the doorbell. More fire coming out there, trying to put it on these guys on the ridge here. Would assume that was Slushy firing. Was it a package, Boo? Sorry, doorbell rang. I think she just brought something in. Ander's lining up AT. That's the M2 Vic. Oh, BRDM now engaging with 14.5 millimeter. Getting some hits, but it's on the rear. The M2 has no idea where they're coming from, so it's firing in the opposite direction. Gotta remember, these guys are locked to first person, so they panic very quickly. Otherwise, Op4 is going to keep heading south. Now that Vic might run right into Barton. Oh, no. This is exactly what Blue 4 wanted to catch. Now, Shrimp in there does have AT. And he is still alive, so they could dismount and quickly boop that Vic. It's going to be up to Shrimp. He might have just missed at point blank. Yeah, well, they're screwed. Panic, as I was saying, panic is a very, very big factor here. So now they're going to have to call in another asset, but instead that's forcing these guys to pull back because they don't know if there's more coming up. So Blue 4 didn't get either of the kills there, thinking maybe there was a bigger transport. Shrimp throwing some grenades to cover him. I will say there's a lot of point-blank shots missing FNF. Like, in the past 2 months, I can come up with 4 or 5. 1 or 2 were last week, if I recall correctly. So they're folding back. I still don't think Blue 4 knows exactly where the main Op4 push is coming from yet. Otherwise, Cosmos, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So Blue 4, they are folding some of their forces a little to the left, but not by much. Goat! Oh, it even gave a cute little bah. Nice. Now Maz has to just keep moving his forces around. Gamma have deployed here, and they're looking up on the hill because they are refusing to believe that Op4 snuck all the way over there. I think they're thinking because they were shot at right here, they were thinking they were engaged from up the hill, so they're just going back to verify that they're up there. So now we got Holton running around with his binos out. I think he's trying to decide where he needs to look. His driver's honking at him to get in the Vic. Someone just got tapped. Holton looking over here. But Op4 is all in defilade, so they're not going to be able to see him. So I think he's just checking the hills or checking his map and just trying to figure out where he needs to go. Meanwhile, oh, BRDM now opening fire on the Humvee as it pulls into here. Gunner's now readjusting. Huey's now flying overhead. Now they're going to find the entire Op4 force. But instead they're tunnel visioning on the hub. Oh. It's up to the gunner to look. He's the eyes. Trying to line up a shot on that BRDM. He's getting engaged from everyone. Gunner is down. So he took a headshot, unfortunately. Schneider might be able to get away with this info. We just had a rocket fired. Something explosive in the air. Don't know what that was about. Might have been Iander lobbing an AT round. But we got Not Bay. Yeah, they're trying to run up here to chase this Vic down. Now, all that gunfire in the distance might attract the attention of these guys. We do see a Vector 21 out. He's looking around, but I'm not seeing him focus on anything, so I doubt he saw anything. Huey is still pursuing the Vic that has now fallen back into the dirt right here. Might get on the MSR and try to get a radio message out to command. Yeah, I'm questioning that too. Did they call that in? Now we still see some blind suppression from the BRDMs. They can hold that fire though. I think Falcon's trying to get their attention to not do that, because they're firing up nearby friendlies now. You see Falcon, he's trying. Putting his hand down. Stop firing. Just imagine you're shooting up on a hill and then you see some dude dressed up like you just start waving his left hand all over the place. Alright, so yeah, Huey is also continuing the harassment here. Did he get him? No. So he's just panically driving in here to hide. Might be doing a quick bandage or two. But I would say that Huey needs to hold its fire for now, because those 240 Bravos don't have a good chance at penetrating a Humvee. And just wave and yell, "Oi, stop!" Same team. Now, what I'm concerned about for Op4 is the weapon squads folding back to the south and taking overwatch positions on this hill and flanking Op4's attack. So I would assume what Op4 is going to do is send half their force up here and send the other half to come. Actually, we're starting to see that form, actually. So Charlie and Foxtrot, the weapon squads, are starting to come up on the hill as we see Alpha and Bravo get into the low ground. Now, with no Vix, other than the BRDMs, I'm not seeing any transport or whatnot. Maybe Command's going to stay back with one of those transport Vix to move him when he needs to. Maybe he was relying on these two guys who have picked up 2 tires. Are they trying to walk back to Op4 spawn to grab a new Vic with that? That's going to take a while. But I guess it's better than walking, so we might be relying on these guys to get their transport Vic back, so he can ferry everyone objective to objective. So Maz has a really good strategy, some good logistics working on him, but it relies on a lot of elements, such as these guys not getting intercepted. And I would imagine the weapon squads up here, if they saw 2 dudes carrying tires, that would be a pretty funny sight, but they might just have enough defilade covered and not be spotted. And even if they do, it's going to be a very long engagement range. So I think by the time Charlie and Foxtrot for Op4 maneuver into position and start engaging them, Blue 4 is not going to have any opportunity to hit them. Blue 4 X-Ray, though, the fact that they are on foot still coming around like this shows me that Blue 4 does not know where Op4 is coming from. And Op4 also is out of vehicles. Nope, they've got one more in the corner, but X-Ray's overwatching. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get back and take that other logistic Vic. Instead, they're coming up here. Oh, that's why. Okay, so they're coming back for that Vic. So Huey is now being harassed by Charlie too, but it looks like they're also putting some shots back. But from this range, it's very unlikely that either side is going to hit. But at least Op4 now knows that there's a squad up here, so they're probably going to maneuver Charlie and Foxtrot on him. So we have 2 deaths. Oh. Huh, so Echo is in the Huey. And we've actually had someone die in the Huey itself on one of the guns. So a really lucky burst from the ground. Fank, I don't know when he died. Interesting. So great shot by whoever was on Blue 4 there. But yeah, 4 deaths already. 2 from the 3-man recon group and 2 from... How the hell did Fank die? Like, what? What picked you off? There's no way Blue 4 shot at you from here. So was he friendly fire? Did someone land on him? Let me go through the roster real quick and look for a -1. Zemica has the gunner kill on the M2. Didn't mean to double click because it moves you to that person automatically. But yeah, I don't see a -1, so... Collins has a kill, Benda has a kill. Let's check Charlie, because they would be the only other group. Actually, that was Charlie's. Where's Foxtrot 1? Just Foxtrot 2, so we have 2 confirmed kills. Collins and Benda. So where's the 3rd and 4th kill? I'll look through the entire roster real quick. G-Legs has 1 kill from back there, which means he had to have killed. So that's where Indigo Fox was killed off then. Because there's no other way he would have gotten that kill. But the 4th kill, I don't know. So I think Font might have gotten run over or landed on or something. Oh, is Twitch still deploying a PvE tag? My bad. Let me fix that real quick. Silly Twitch. There we go. Holton, who's dead? Yeah, but Holton doesn't have a kill. And Holton hasn't been... The only people he's engaged were the 2 guys in Bravo 2 back there, so it wasn't him. So, I think it was just, like, he got run over or landed on or something. AT heard. That was a Ander. Got a kill. Knocking out the... I think there's a new gunner in that Vic. I can't tell, though. I don't see another skull. The symbol disappeared, though. So, no, Holton's still on the gun. The Vic was just chilling there. And then Schneider got taken out. So this is Scandi Recon overwatching. They're a little early, though. They're trying to pick off who remains over here. That's going to allow Blue Force some time to regroup, but they've sent their Huey out over here to harass this group. So do they still have everyone loaded in the helicopter? No, they've deployed them somewhere. All the way over here. So this just shows me that Op4 hasn't done a good level of recon on these objectives because they think there's a garrison here. Otherwise, they'd come right in. Why are you unconscious? What happened? Did he slip? He woke back up, so it was light damage. I don't get it. Who knows? Missed again. We did some squads. Nice. Can't wait to see it, Devour. Sorry, man. I've been just busy with everything, man. Haven't really been streaming a lot of dev work this week because I've been busy, but looks like Blue 4 is now going to fold back in. That Huey needs to let them all remount and then engage that Vic. Or if it's trying to stall, then this is actually perfect. Keep them from moving. Actually seen some hits down here. Dota got hit. Dokta Lolly, jeez. Jonathan has his medium anti-tank out. I would love to see him nail that shot. But at this rate, Op4 needs to realize there's no one there and start folding people forward. Huey, we're seeing some hits get on there. Ooh, a good headshot. They're all grouped up. X-Ray is now harassing them as well. They're quickly trying to mount. Oh, it's Connor that got hit. O'Neal is running on foot. That Huey, now that it's defenseless, just needs to fly low, do a nice orbital, and really get some shots in there. This is where Blue 4's squad here is the most vulnerable, and the Huey just needs to capitalize on it. Yeah, so he's starting to lower speed. I think he's going to do a sharp turn. He's got to be careful, though, because this is into enemy territory. Just needs to do a hard left turn. He's trying to keep it stable for his gunner, though. But yeah, he just needs to go down low, slow, and that gunner can do all the work. And he knows it. Yep, so there's the slowdown. He's going to let the left gunner now engage. And he's not, so the left gunner might be actually out of ammo. Nope, there it is. Oh, that's some really good shots in there. Rear guns of the truck are trying to engage back. Now you've got one group right here firing, so that's going to make him wave off. Ah, that's the 240 Bravo Vic, which could actually do a bit of damage to that helicopter. A vehicle serpentine. Platoon 2 HQ also firing at it. Minimal damage from the looks of it. Now we're starting to see Blue 4 kind of reform a defensive in the actual objectives here. Op4's gotten their foot in the door. We might actually start seeing the time variable come into play here because we've only got about 25 minutes left of the round. Op4 spent a really big chunk of that time maneuvering, but now that Blue 4, neither side has really lost a lot. So I could see Blue 4 folding in and just holding these two objectives for that amount of time because Op4, even though they've deployed really well, are still going to be doing a linear push. So they're going to have to take the center objective before they take the last one, and Blue 4 is trying to set up an even defense between the two remaining objectives. So if Blue 4 can stall the center objective for another 15 minutes and then force the last one to take 10, I think Blue 4 might actually be able to clutch this. It's going to be close, though. And it's going to be up to Op4, specifically Maz, to realize this and potentially start trying to mount his forces up into Vix and remaneuver him to the other objective. Really what I think you want to see Maz do is get his BRDMs on the hill here, take control of this hill, and have the BRDMs rain fire on the last objective. That's them mag dumping the cache. The symbol goes away. That cache is destroyed. How many rounds are we watching today? We're watching all 6, the 3 rounds of EU and the 3 rounds of NA. I now, bi-weekly, what I do is I cover all 6 rounds, and then I cover 4. I might stretch it up to 5 rounds, though, because now I do ops at 10 o'clock for Bleach Boys on Fridays. But since they usually take like 30 minutes to an hour to Barbie, I might sneak in the second round, too, just to give them that extra time to play Barbie. Because how it will be done is, I'll start at 8. First round will probably take up to 9:30. Second round up to, 10:30, 11. And then by then, they're done playing Barbie, So another death has happened. Benda died down there to what I can only assume is the chopper, but I'm only seeing 1 kill credited, so don't know what happened there. But we do have Charlie 2 a little disoriented here. They might have been going back to pick up X-Ray. But Blue 4 seems to be really disorganized as they try to move their forces back to set up 2 defensive lines. But if they're able to keep it up, they should be golden. But Op4 already pushing with Scandi Recon here. You've got Dusty back here. The medic under Platoon 2 just took that role. Might be getting some harassment from the 4 guys doing recon to the south. That's Echo. They were deployed via the Huey. Let's see if Dusty's able to slow down Scandi Recon's ascent here to the central objective. We're also having X-Ray on X-Ray violence in the center, and that Huey is trying to hunt down that vehicle. Ooh, Naf's breaching in. Doesn't notice him. He gets dropped. Falcon now running in. Has to hear that mag reload. He vaults over. Nafs could be saved. He's now trying to vault over right here. Naps wakes back up. Falcon trying to line up a shot on him. Naps going down. He is now dead. Good try to use that area. He just told Nim that he's right there. And Dusty is tag team. So he's able to take out 1 guy with him. Not bad. I did like how Falcon tried to get on the high ground right here, but wasn't able to get those shots over the wall, but was able to see him to call it out to Nim to take him out. Azariah also came around. Dusty was a little toast there. You don't want to be static in one spot when you're fighting a superior force because they will eventually overwhelm you. You gotta be mobile. Look at all the Blue 4 guys shooting up at that Huey. Resurge is the pilot. He's been doing a great job maneuvering. Few people have gotten killed in there, but for the positioning, he's been doing a pretty good job. Yeah, I'm surprised Dusty didn't throw a grenade over either. I think he was trying to still be stealthy, or maybe just misplayed it. It's hard to tell. Meanwhile, the 4 IB guys up here are now getting suppressed by a BRDM. Even though the shots are going over, that might be enough to make them panic. We are seeing most of them remount and actually pull away from this position. So the BRDMs are holding the MSRs. I don't really agree with that. I get Maz is trying to keep them with his force, but I think a BRDM with, you know, shadowing the recon group on the right flank would be a little better, but the best position to put them on would be this hill. So have them following, like, you know, 100 or 200 meters behind Foxtrot too, just to overwatch them, I think would be a bit of a better call. But it's still a good idea to keep them with their force, but their main force. But down here, you know, they can get really tunnel visioned very quickly. Especially having both of them. One I would understand, but not both, you know? It might actually work out because the BRDM might spot this truck. I have no idea why he decided to start pulling out from there. We just saw blood splatter and a -1 happen. They're popping smoke. They're trying to get away. Sparks, unfortunately, decides to throw in the towel and do the limp leg, and he is now dead. And Ukraine is unconscious in the back. He might have been the one that got hit, and we saw that blood splatter on. Ouch. Oh, you're fine, Nordic. It's been an interesting round. Might still see it go to time. We're at the 20-minute mark. But Blue 4 needs to fold their forces in to hold this town. If they don't, it's going to be game over. Meanwhile, Foxtrot 2 just walked right on top of Blue 4. X-Ray, Dream the marksman still alive. He's going to run for it. But all of his entourage is down. They ran into frickin' Pepega pirates, yeah. Leia waking back up. No one's noticed her yet. Ooh, good shot on Vincent there. Just heard some AT. I think the truck just exploded down there. But Leia's in trouble because now Pepega pirates are swarming her position. Grenades being thrown back and forth, though. I think King just got injured by Legal Action's grenade. Another grenade was thrown in that direction as well. Leia doing her best to try to hide here in the corn. Wow. Really utilizing the terrain to her advantage. That's great. Meanwhile, Op4 have moved up. Falcon is going ham, getting on top of this objective. He's charging up and trying to kill the driver. Driver quickly trying to get out of here. Falcon having the balls to run up and try to kill this guy. He needs to aim for the wheels to knock the Vic out. Not Bay evading. He gets friendly fired. Gunner gets, driver gets killed, but who friendly fired him? Nimia accidentally friendly firing Bay. And now killing Commander Pickles. Nimia -2. All right, Leia was found and killed off. Oh my God. That's great. I'm gonna make a highlight out of that and show it to her. That's gonna be great. All right, so Banks getting suppressed by the BRDM. He's trying to quickly crawl away. Did take a few hits. Well, no, Nim was double tapping the driver as Pickles was getting into it, so he got replaced with the dead driver and Nim kept spraying. Oh, that's funny. Still at -2.
No.
Hey, Dream, you got hunted down by Pepega pirates. How do you feel?
This is why I don't play anymore. This is why I prefer to cast.
Why?
Because anger.
You missed it though. Nim accidentally TK'd Bay with a stray shot and was shooting into the driver's seat to kill someone. He was dead, and then Pickles got in the driver's seat to take the body out and was shot in the face by Nim.
Jesus Christ.
It was great.
So Nim's got 2. Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, Huey just took some nasty damage. Why did it fly that close?
What the fuck was... I need to ask, because... So we went to, X-Ray went to...
Yeah, Blue 4, you guys went way north.
Yeah, Knock Ban.
Yeah.
And our plan was to just wrap around. Where did they go?
Op 4 pulled immediately west, rode the edge of the map to the south, and then attacked left to right. That's what I predicted they would do, and they did it,
Yeah,
so...
I literally thought to myself, it's like, well, they're not going to come from the north, so why are we staging such like a defense?
The Huey is trying to drop Barton off. What?
This is the literal thing we were talking about them not to fucking do anymore. Oh, I'm not playing. I'm retiring from playing. Ultimately. This is it. This is my official retiree speech.
So, I think they were trying to land on the roof, but they came in too hard, so we had to stall speed, and then, yeah.
But you don't do that. You don't do that. That's not something normal people would do.
Are you... I mean, it's a PvP round. Land on the roof. Be a badass. Why not?
No, because this happens. Everything blows up, and it's just borders on VBIED.
But it wasn't a VBIED. It was a helicopter botched landing. Big difference. See, if you wanted it to be a VBIED, it would just ram the building.
Yeah, but okay. Think of it this way: he lands on the roof and kills a couple people. That's a good outcome.
Yes.
He dies and the helicopter crashes, blows up, and kills a couple of people.
That's a bad outcome, right?
That's not a bad outcome for them.
I know, but it's a difference of one gets you banned and one gets you called a hero by me. I mean, it's a big risk, and I appreciate the risk takers in FNF.
No, you don't.
It's called content, Dream.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
I'm so annoyed. I just heard my...
Dream's mad because he walked around for 50 minutes and then got ambushed by Pepega pirates and murked.
Yes.
He was hunted down like a dog. It was pretty funny to watch. I was too busy watching him kill everybody, but, you know. So, Blue 4 has a few forces out of position. I think X-Ray for Op 4 and Foxtrot 2 are going to be able to flank him. I think Op 4 has this one.
It did help that...
Anyway, Adams, thanks for the 5 gift subs.
Decided to have another power cut.
Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a kick out of this scenario. I just saw a Blue 4 guy fly up in the air unconscious, so that was pretty interesting. Oh, the guy from TAS had a power cut, or... No, so Tolly had to take charge because I noticed the commander disappeared.
So Stanners had a power cut.
Ooh, Barb getting shot in the back of the head from across the street. What do you mean good?
Good.
Wow, rude. Falcon also down.
That is the only thing I will take solace in, the fact that he is now dead.
Why?
Because it makes... Oh, he's alive. Now I'm even sadder.
Well, Smith just AT'd one of the BRDMs. Navy folded in. Navy's battle buddy is dead.
Why do I not have alcohol?
Because I'm going to sell your feet picks again. Falcon wakes back up. Yanni wakes back up. Grenades are being thrown. Thankfully, Barb woke back up. Oh, that was a smoke, not a frag. Okay. So this main attack's getting stalled, but we're having the 4 men come up here. Nico trying to throw a grenade over, but goes too far. It was a smoke, actually. Nico with the machine gun. Oh, dear.
Nico, kneecaps.
Ooh, the rest of... So, Icy and 2 Op 4 guys just got knocked out by explosive traps. Nico's waiting for the... smoke to billow out a bit to bandage. Nico is probably going to pull something amazing. Please just go in there and kill them all with a machine gun. Ooh, Fox getting shot and picked off by Patriot. More grenades being thrown over, but they're slightly far. I think it just took someone out, actually. Yeah, so one of the Blue 4... Geez, there's 2 Blue 4 guys down right there, and the M2's tipped over.
Is Nico healing, or is he just...
Gorski runs over and kills Nico. Like I said, he was either do something really smart or he'd die instantly. Axel folding away from the wall because he's scared.
Axel folding.
And Axel getting taken out. I don't know what he was trying to do there. I think he just got panicked seeing Nico get eliminated. I don't know. You can shorten your toss distance with Ace. I don't know why that wasn't done. Maybe they just don't know about it.
Yeah, but the toss distance
Well, just
is
traded.
tricky because it's either really fucking far or it's next to your feet.
Well, he was right up on the wall, so we could have just
True,
done
but
that one.
Still, maybe you didn't have any grenades left, Liru, huh? Huh? You ever think about that?
I watched him throw too.
Well, yeah, they only get 2.
Yeah, but he... Never mind.
Great.
Navy getting taken out by Vicaris. You have the other BRDM actually spraying through this building, trying to get a kill with that 14.5mm, so Vicaris hits the dirt. And you've got all of Op4 trying to now flank around. Meanwhile, Charlie 2 is playing games with 4IB in the supermarket.
Banks is just trying to get his beans.
More grenades going off as Yanni now flanking in. Might walk right on top of Banks here. Nope, Yanni folds to the other side.
Why did Banks?
Broken is trying to get out, runs right into Arma Jesus, and Guy Fieri hits him from the rear.
Finally gonna go back to -1. Oh, and he's reloading. Oh, that is not
Nim is dead. I don't know if she got friendly fired or what.
I think she actually just got friendly fired.
That's ironic.
that is quite ironic.
So Scandi Recon's holding the fort, trying to eliminate these remaining guys as Alpha and Bravo for Op4 try to push into this last position. Once the blue 4 in the town are cleared out, though, the BRDM will be safe to push up and engage it. Smith, meanwhile, with a 240 Bravo, trying to line up a shot on the BRDM, potentially.
I thought this... So I could sort of see this happening as soon as our commander left. I mean, no offense to Tolly, he had a pretty good idea, but it was just a bit haywire because, as an exact quote, and I'm sure it was meant lightheartedly, when Stanners rejoined after his first crash out, he said, respectfully, your plan is shit, and then changed it. So Stanners was the original commander, made a half plan, crashed out, so Tolly took over, made a full plan. Stanners called it shit, which was, I'm sure, lighthearted. And then made a new plan.
Falcon dead.
And then
Falcon
Tolly
got
had to
knocked
take
out. So I will say, even though Blue 4 is undermanned on the defensive, I've been seeing them get some good pickoffs here.
Indeed.
But now they're going to be surrounded.
Indeed. And they have Scandi Recon on one side and Peg Pirate on the other.
Well, Scandi hasn't moved in yet. They're still engaging forces in here. We got Smith and Vicaris back there. Let's see, X-Ray Prazi has just literally driven up here.
Oh, and Smith takes out Yanda. Bob here's the shots. It's a bit of an opening in the gap here.
Tech Smith is just able to get away from him.
Smith got around the corner and shot.
Falcon wakes back up. I think Azariah just got tapped, so now there's only 3 Scandi guys remaining.
How did Falcon get back up? He got wake up checked.
Yep. I don't know, he just woke back up. Norris is caught in the open here as a stolen 240 Bravo Humvee by X-Ray is driving around him. Norris takes out his light AT.
Smith takes out.
Yes, he did. Ouch. Anderson walking up to Guy Fieri, manages to get the headshot, and it looks like a satchel was thrown on the objective by potentially legal action. They drove up in a truck, and that is GG. Great job for Pepega Pirates there playing the objective. Vicarius got taken out by Scandi, and a solid GG for Op4. Blue 4 just didn't have the manpower to hold the internal of the actual cache.
Because you